According to my recording timestamp, I am exactly 2 hours into this piece and I am bringing in black. This is the scariest step for everyone, even for me. In order for this black to work as it's intended, we have to have solid and smooth shading already established. If you have been following along with me and you've been assessing every step of the way before moving on, you are 100% ready, so don't be scared, just jump right in. What we're doing with this black, and again, I'm using Prismacolor, is we're adding it to the parts of the composition that are already the darkest, but we're adding it very gently and very lightly. Having created multiple layers of color already will make this glide stage of black very simple. You literally don't even have to do anything. Just put your pencil to the page and it will magically happen on its own. Layering goes a long way. Layering makes every new layer a lot easier and a lot smoother. And I kid you not, it's going to feel like it's just coloring itself. What we don't want in this stage is very strong, solid black. We're creating a shade of this burgundy color that we're created. Again, those of you who have taken how to use colored pencils like a pro know all about shades and how to apply them smoothly and why they work to begin with. For those of you who haven't done that, just follow along with me and I promise you this will work. Like I mentioned, this stage is scary. Adding black to our beautiful soft colors is very scary. So if you are dead set against it, the second best option is really deep dark blue. But it's only in case of you not having a black pencil or you being 100% terrified of using it and just completely against adding black to this beautiful, magical, mysterious effect. A deep dark blue, a deep dark violet also is a secondary option. But in my case, I'm going to stick with this black, even though it's scary, because I want to demonstrate to you the ultimate effect, the best effect that we can achieve with this illusion. And this black, by creating the darker shade of our burgundy, is establishing that strong contrast that we were looking for. Notice that at no point am I actually creating black as a pigment on this page. It's still very warm, it's still very soft, very romantic, but as we're making this burgundy darker, the lightest part of our composition magically appear lighter. As with every other step along the way, it's important to keep our illusions consistent. So if I'm adding black to the right of the composition, I have to add the same amount of black to the left of the composition. If I added black to her hair, I have to add it to his, because remember, in this one, we're not dealing with actual pigments of the elements. We're dealing with the overall light and the absence of light and the color of light, and that is it. And within all of that, we have some three-dimensional shapes. So this course is very exciting to me. Light illusions are some of my absolute favorite effects to add to my art, and I want to share my professional secrets with you. So what I did for this course is I chose 3 popular photographic effects that we're going to translate to our colorings or drawings. For the 3 effects, I chose twinkle lights, the bokeh effect, and my own personal favorite, neon lights. Because we have 3 big projects to complete, this course is constructed in 3 long parts. In part 1, we'll do twinkle lights together. In part 2, we'll do the bokeh effect together. And in part 3, we'll do the neon sign effect. Many of my courses, some of which you may have already completed, like how to use colored pencils like a pro, or gemstones, or fantasy glow effects, are very heavy on theory and are divided into a million tiny little video lessons, each with its own practice assignment. This course is a little bit different. It's a little bit more laid back, and we will be together every step of the way through every single one of these projects. So by the end of part 1, you will have this exact piece. By the end of part 2, you will have made this exact piece. And by the end of part 3, we will both complete this piece together. However, this is a lot more than just 3 color-alongs. I will still be pretty heavy on theory. I will still give you a lot of technical advice because I believe in teaching you how to apply my theory to your own art or to somebody else's art if you're a colorist. Me as an artist, I tend to go for a slightly more subtle effect. I'm not very big on bright and vibrant colors, even though I do use them and I do teach them on occasion. But for my own personal art, I like to keep things a little bit subdued. So for this piece, I didn't go crazy with extremely vibrant colors, and that's an artistic choice. If you would like your twinkle lights to be more obviously orange, go for it. If you want them to be more white and a little bit less on the warm side of the spectrum, that's perfectly fine as well. But generally, we want to keep this composition in the warm realm, and we want a strong enough contrast that the light comes across as light. Looking at this composition all done, notice that the only things that are pure white on this entire page are the light sources. Now, even having that border all around that's tan is helping the illusion. That's yet another reason why working on toned paper is such a strong move.